All right, welcome back. Okay, so today this thing has taken me 4 days. Is it Thursday or is it Friday? What day is it today? It's Thursday. So yeah, this thing has taken me 4 days. I don't know how many different iterations of this I've tried. I've tried Linux, I've tried the Windows, and I've created new virtual machines every time. I could not get this working. There's a guy created a video here on how to do it, and I finally broke down and joined the Discord. I just don't like joining the Discords if I don't want to, because you end up with this huge giant list of Discord servers and you just keep forgetting to remove yourself. And then of course they always have like a bunch of channels that you have to go through each one, and don't notify me, etc., because you're not interested in all those other options. It's just a hassle. So anyway, he actually replied and tried to help walk me through a couple of the steps. You know, I rewrote his documentation. It's pretty much the same documentation, only it's in a different order than it's in the order of his video, not the order of his text. So anyway, come to find out, there was an issue with one line, one line in the actual repo when they when they when he sub not him but the guy that's maintaining the GitHub. There was one line wrong in the code he had to fix. He fixed that. Now it works. So it turns out it wasn't my issue, and I was even following the database he was using in his server, and that one was corrupted as well. So anyway, so then he gave me an older one, which is this one. Yeah, this one here, and I was able to get it to work. So now this one here should actually work now. This is the one that the actual link he goes to in his video, but it got overwritten with a new repo. So this is the one previous to this one. So now I did test this one, and at least I hope it's the same one, and I got it to work. So let's go ahead and let's go through this and let's install WildStar. So we're going to start out. We're just going to get all the programs we need at the beginning. So you're going to get Visual Studio. I meant to have this running before. I installed everything already, but I wanted to have this up because I wanted to show you what you needed to install. And with my luck, this is going to say there's an update available or something, which, God, I hope not, but I'll bet it will say that. Come on. So I want to show you what it is you need to actually select. There's two options you need to install. So once Visual Studio comes up, it's going to greet you with a bunch of packages you can install. And you need the ASP.NET, and you need the .NET development for, I believe it, I'm not sure if it says desktop or not, which is why I'm loading it up. Okay, cool. Hopefully there's no update and I can just go straight to modify. There's an update. I'm going to pause this video because that damn thing will take an hour for me to do. Oh, there is, but okay, I'm going to ignore it. Can I ignore it? Yes, I can ignore it. Cool. Let's move on. Uh-oh. There I go, dropping stuff off my desk. All right. Come on. All right, I'm going to pause this because I don't want this thing to be 2 hours long. And as soon as I pause it, it pops up. And I don't have them installed apparently. So here we want ASP.NET. You definitely need this one. And you need this .NET desktop development, which I already do have. So those are the two that you need. So once you have those selected, you're going to come over here. You can install while downloading. You have options. You can download and then install. I don't care. It's up to you. In my case, I'm going to hit modify. In your case, that's going to say install. Now you can make some changes over there on the right. I just noticed as I hit the button, I should have unchecked like GitHub Copilot and that. I don't need that stuff installed. We're not going to use it. It just takes up extra space and takes longer to install. So this is probably going to take me 20 minutes on a virtual machine here to install. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're already 4.5 minutes in and I haven't done anything. So I will be right back. All right, we are back. I am not going to update because I really don't care. I just installed this a couple days ago, so it shouldn't be too far behind. So anyway, after install those, you can go ahead and close it. So what else are we going to install? Let's see here. So you got Visual Studio. You want to install MariaDB. It's going to ask for a root password. Just pick whatever you want. So then you're going to install Erlang, which is OTP right here. So when you install that, you're going to get two pop-up windows. It's going to say something about Windows Firewall. Make sure you check both checkboxes, public and private, and put allow. Yep, that'll be fine. Then you install your RabbitMQ server. And did I forget that? No, RabbitMQ right there. Okay. Now I also installed Sublime, which is what you're looking at here. I prefer this over the people like Notepad++ for some reason, but Sublime is so much nicer. Anyway, it's up to you. You can use regular Notepad too if you want to keep it. You might want to go ahead and get 7-zip. It's not necessary. You are getting a couple of zip files, but Windows has a built-in zip program. But you can get 7-zip if you want. So Sublime and 7-zip are optional. The others are not. So okay, now that we have that stuff installed, next thing I did was I went and I created a folder originally called nexusforever. That's where I'm going to put everything. So in nexusforever, we have the pre-install, which is all the programs you just saw that I installed. And then we have the WildStar, which is the actual game itself. We actually just need the patch folder, I believe. I don't know if this refers to anything else inside, any of these other folders when we're going to use it later. But you do need the client, and I copied the client over, and it's in the nexusforever folder. So we're going to do everything in the nexusforever folder. Okay, so we're going to set up RabbitMQ. So we have to copy this Erlang cookie from Windows System 32 config system profile. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to C, Windows. Oop, too far. System 32. The lag you're seeing, that I keep in mind, I'm on a virtual machine. It's not working the best right now. System, I believe I said. Maybe I got that wrong. Oops. Wait, I guess it helps if I just look. Okay, config and then system profile. Sorry. Go back to the top here. Where are you? There you are. Config. Continue. System profile. I'm just clicking continue. You're kind of approving yourself. And you want this, the Erlang cookie. You have one already. You're going to copy it, not cut it. Copy it. You have one already, but you're going to overwrite it. So you're going to go to local disk. You're going to go to users. You're going to go to your user, the one you're logged in at, your username there. And you can see there's already one there. So we're going to paste. Ignore the fact that you see Git. I have like Docker desktop and stuff. This is a default virtual machine. I clone it whenever I want to make videos. So it has stuff installed for other server videos and stuff. So anyway, okay, we have that in there now. So we've done step 2. So step 3 is change the version to match what we installed. So okay, so we got that. So let's go into our Rabbit nexusforever. Oh wait, it's not nexusforever. Sorry, it's installed, so it's in program files. Oops. Wow, I'm trying to get ahead of myself here, and it's just not working. You don't have to do this. I mean, I'll include it like this because it'll be the version that I'm using right now. So we're just going to Control V that right there. On a file, save that. So, okay. Yep. But what you can do, you have to go into the sbin. You can actually just do this. Go into there. Go into the sbin. And I'm probably going to do this a lot throughout the videos. Just go into the folder because you can right click and go to open in terminal. And you'll already be in that directory. So you won't have to cd anywhere because you're already in it. And in this case, when you do the open in terminal, it's going to open a PowerShell. While PowerShell looks similar to a DOS prompt, it is not. We shouldn't have any problems with this, but there's a couple commands that you end up running where it won't run because it says it's not a recognized command. You have to treat it like Linux. You have to use the // Oh, here we go. Yep, just like this. All right, so it is this. This is one of them. So we got to go // since we're in the PowerShell. If we weren't in PowerShell, you could just copy and paste it. So there we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that in the beginning and then paste the next line. This just says adding user. Don't forget to grant permission. So we're setting some tags, and now we're going to grant the permission of everything for our user here at Rabbit. And again, we're going to // and run Rabbit again. And that takes care of that. So the next step is to create a user in MariaDB. Now, you got a couple ways you can do this. You can go into the MariaDB bin folder. I mean, I don't know if we have to. We might be able to just go to, we may not have to go into Maria, it depends. MySQL -u root. Yep, okay, so you'll have to do it from the bin if you want to do this. So you go into this, into the CD into the folder, you run this, it'll come up with a MariaDB prompt, and then you just run this line and then this line. But for those of you that don't want to do that, which it's a little bit easier, you know, it's faster. I don't know about easier, but it is faster. It is easier. Never mind. We're going to use HeidiSQL. I'm just going to show you so that way you can get familiar with HeidiSQL, because we are going to need to use it later. You're going to start up with a blank one. You're going to go ahead and hit new. It's localhost because you're running it straight from here. So we're going to name this one. You got. I don't know if you have to name it, but it's best we just stick with the documentation saying. Call it WildStar. We created a root user. Well, it creates one, but we gave it a password during install. So we want to enter your password there and hit open. So here we have a database. So we're going to go to Tools, User Manager. We're going to add a user. And in this case, it's going to be nexusforever. And then the password is going to be the same thing, nexusforever. So make sure you use nexusforever, because that's what the actual programs are going to look for when they connect to the database. And check global privileges. That's what see, create user, and then we're going to save it. And you can see the commands are down here: create user, nexusforever, localhost, and then grant privileges, etc. And that is, we're going to leave that open. I'm just going to minimize it, and you can see grant all privileges. So it's the same thing. You're creating user and granting privileges. Instead of using the GUI, you're just doing it by the command prompt. So it's up to you. But when you're done with this, you can go ahead and type exit, and it'll take you back from the MySQL prompt back to this prompt. All right, step 4. This is what he used in his video. So this is what we're going to use right here. We're going to grab this guy. We're going to copy this one. I should have downloaded these ahead of time. We're going to go here. I don't know how long this will take to pop up. All right, come on. I'm going to pause this while it loads up. All right, that was a little bit insane. All right, so we're going to click on code. You can see you've got the branch rework here. You have other branches. I'm not sure what they're all for. I'm sure you can scroll down, check the notes. It tells you what the master, game rework, develop. It tells you what they're for. We're going to try the rework and hope the hell that works. If it doesn't, we'll go back and we'll use the other branch that I know actually does work. So here you're going to do this. You're going to download zip. GitHub's going to do its thing, zip it up for you. And go ahead and download the thing. Come on. Now there's a step in here where it's that's going to say copy folder. We're not going to have to do that, because what we're going to do is we're just going to put this in the folder we want it, like right away. It's just better, instead of like unzipping it here and putting it down, just unzip it to where you actually want to run the game from. Yep, it's taken forever to actually complete this, but where are my directions? So we're going to compile the server next, and then it says move folder. Now we're just going to put the folder where we want it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to delete that, and we're just going to leave that as a step where you put it where you want right away. So this is a living, breathing document, as you can see. You know, we're making some changes as we go. Are we done yet? Oh my God, come on. Yeah, I have no idea why this thing's taking so long to actually tell me that it's finished. Sometimes I really hate the virtual machine. So in order to stop this, I'm going to go down here further. Okay, now it's not even letting me scroll on this. Because there's another download we're going to have to grab. I'm just going to grab it now. Main branch. This is the one he used in his video. We're just going to go ahead and go there now. That way, when it comes time, it'll already be done and ready, hopefully. New tab, new tab, new tab. I don't want all these new tabs. Close. Yeah, I don't know why this thing is going so slow. It is running off an SSD. All right, I think I'm going to pause the video here until this is done, because this is taking forever. I'll be right back. All right, it's finally finished. You can see here it says fixed incorrect opcode being used for client auction. That was yesterday. And that was the issue I discovered, and Wahoo fixed it. So this is the database we're going to use later, but right now we are going to open this Nexus Forever game rework zip. I'll include these instructions and links and everything later in the description. That way you'll have everything you need, all the commands, everything. So we're going to take this, we're going to copy this out. Notice I'm just using Windows. I'm not using 7-zip for this. I was just an option. It's just one thing you don't have to install if you don't want to. So I'm going to go to PC, go back here. We're going to go into the Nexus Forever folder, and we're just going to paste it right here. 3,870 items. Nice. Seems like a bit much. All right, these are all the SQLs. Why is it? Oh, I did the wrong folder. Okay, well, I'm going to need that folder. That is my bad. Wait, no. Game rework shouldn't be having all SQLs in it. At least I didn't think it did. No, yeah, it has obsolete and source. So did I do? Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened. I thought I just did one folder, and now apparently it's showing that I did both of them. That is definitely weird, because we want the source folder. That's what we actually want. But I don't remember copying this out. It says it's sending it to Nexus Forever. But is it putting it in a folder, or is it putting it in root? Because I don't see anything here, and I don't see it in the rework folder. That is weird that happened. I did not tell it to remove it. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. You don't need to sit there and listen to me try to figure that one out. Okay. Let's scroll way back up here. Okay, so we got our one right here. We got our rework. I'll leave, for now I'm going to leave this one here. Unless this in this video, if it works, I'm going to delete this, because this is the one branch higher than this one. So we're going to compile the server. So that's where we're going to use Visual Studio. You're going to come in here. You're going to go to source. And right here on the SLN, you're just going to double click it. If Visual Studio did its thing, it should go ahead and it should open, because that's the SLN is a solution file. We're going to go in. It should say there's 38 projects, and then we're just going to build them. All right, it didn't automatically pick it, so we're just going to select Visual Studio 2022. Okay. So this is written in C#, and I believe what we're doing when we build it is creating like DLLs and stuff that are going to need to be ran for the final files. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this while everything loads up. I won't do anything until you're back. All right, it's not fully up yet, but this is what you're going to see. This project is downloaded from the web. You want to trust and continue. That you definitely want to do. So you can see down here loading project 0 of 38. So I'm going to pause it again. We'll be right back when it's done loading up. It'll open up a solution pane over here. If it doesn't, we'll go up to view and add one. But if it doesn't, I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, so this is how it looks. Your GitHub Copilot chat comes up, which is really annoying, unless you chose to uncheck it when you installed the packages. So just hit the X, get rid of it. And this is what we're looking for, Solution Explorer. If that doesn't come up for you, you can go to View, click this, and it'll create this window, because sometimes it'll come up with a different window. So you can see it should still be loading, because there's only 15 of 38, and we need them all. We can close that window. Let's see, if I right click, there's no load all projects. So it should be doing, it should still be doing its thing. Yeah, it's still counting down over here. Well, not counting down, but shows that it's working. So I'm going to pause the video while it finishes loading up the rest of them. Again, you may be faster than this. I'm just having issues with this virtual machine. I just recently moved all machines over to a new SSD, and I don't think I have all the settings correct, as is obvious. But I'll be right back. All right, not sure what happened here, but it only loaded a few of them, 15 out of 38. So you can right click and we can go load all projects, and hopefully it will work. All right, nexusforever server, chat server, CS proj. Okay. So maybe that database doesn't work, doesn't want to build. It's quite possible. Now we got 16 of 38 now. So we may have to get the other database, because this one doesn't seem to be working either. All right. Just a second there. Harper, stop it, babies. Yep, my dog wants to go out. Looks like I'm going to have to pause the video and take her out while this thing's doing its thing anyway. This thing's taking forever. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, so the issue was my bad. It is unzipping. It is what we need right here, the Nexus rework. But the problem was it wasn't finished unzipping. So I'm sitting here trying to load the solution. The window was hidden. I thought it was finished and it wasn't. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. As you can see, it's saying for me, well, now 29 minutes, but it'll probably take like 15 minutes for this thing to undo. So the whole issue was just this. It just wasn't finished unzipping. So I'll be back. All right, let's try this again. Now that it is completely finished unzipping and everything, go back into source. You're going to go to this. I found the reason why this thing's kind of sluggish. And it's because this is the one virtual machine I did not remove from the array and put on an SSD. It's actually still on the array, and that slows things down because everything on the array gets written to parity. So any change I make, etc. So that's good times. And there's other little things I could do to speed it up, but once I'm done, I'm going to delete this virtual machine anyway, so I really don't care. Okay, come on, clear the whatever screen here so I can see what the hell's going on. Looks like everything's in its place. Yep, 38 of 38 loaded. Nice. All right, come on. There we go. All right, still loading IntelliSense. I'm going to pause this real quick. You can see it's still taking some time, so hold on. All right, here we are. Okay, we have 38 of 38 loaded. Everything's fine. So we're going to go ahead and click on this solution up here. We're going to right click, and you're going to go to build solution. It's going to take me a few minutes again, but you're going to see build started. You know, some stuff's going to pop up down here, and it's going to build each one of these 38 projects. It's going to go through the scripts, everything, and hopefully at the end it'll say, 38 succeeded, 0 failed. So yeah, so up here you've got debug, any CPU, and then you have nexusforever.aspire.app-host. It should make sure it says app-host, but it should be what the default is. So you can see it's doing its thing, and it's moving along. So I'm going to pause the video. You don't need to sit here and watch this. We're already 25 minutes in. I'll be right back. All right, here we have 38 succeeded, 0 failed, 0 up to date, 0 skipped. It took 3 minutes, 12 seconds. So, okay, so we are now done with Visual Studio. You can now close that thing out. Next step, we need to do the map generator stuff. So we're going to go into the map generator. You're already in the source folder here to open this. So we're just going to look for map generator up in here somewhere. There it is. You're going to go inside there. Most everything's going to take place inside the bin, debug, net9. So we're going to right click, and we are going to open in terminal. All right, so E is going to be for extract, and then the other one is going to be, I forget what it's called. It's a G, but I forget what it actually stands for. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and paste that in, but we need to change this. This is the folder for the actual game itself. So I put that in the Nexus Forever folder, WildStar patch, and you just click up in here, and you get and you can just copy the link. We go back, you delete all this, and we are going to paste. And that should do it. If it doesn't, then we got to do the, yep, okay. We got to do the dot / like that. If you were in a DOS prompt, like I said before, you don't have to do the / and you will get the listing. It'll have like info, and it'll tell you all the files it's actually pulling out. This version does not. Using the PowerShell does not. That's what the --i is. It's the info. It will not do it. This one doesn't take as long, but the maps will definitely take 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, at least for me. So I'm going to pause the video again. When this is done, we'll come back and we'll do the map. Okay, well, that didn't take but a minute. So I'm just going to hit the up arrow. We're going to change the E to a G, and we're going to go ahead and grab that. Like I said, this one's going to take a while, but you can actually check and see that it is doing something. Wrong folder. We want to go into the net9 folder. You can see the TBL folder is the one we did with the -E. This is the -G. There's going to be 110 maps, something like that. There may be more, but I know it's over 100. Not too much though. And we're going to want to copy these files. I just minimized that. I didn't close it. We're going to want to copy these files to other places. So we'll come back and we'll do that when it's done. I've made mistakes when I try to do it while it, copy the table while it's doing the other one. And you can see I'm having issues with my virtual machine. So anyway, why do I have 2 windows open? This one I can close. All about saving resources for me at the moment. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're going to go ahead and open this one up. And it's still doing its thing. We can pull the net9 up, go into map. We can see right now we have 0 items. So it's still actually doing the initial thing. So like I said, it'll be 5-10 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. I think I was close. There's 115 items. We are now back at the prompt, so it is finished. So we're going to go ahead and minimize that guy right there. So now we need to copy the table and map to the Nexus Forever World server. I'm in map already, so let's go out. So let's get both of these. We're going to copy these, and we're just going to go back to the source folder, and we want the world folder. And it's going to be bin debug net9. At least I believe that's what it says. Yes. Oh, come on. Give me the window. There we go. So we are going to just right click and paste those in here. You don't want to do it up here because it'll put it in another folder. So just do it down in one of these areas down here. Okay, come on. Why can I not grab that? There's our map folder. Come on. Oh, this is killing me. I don't understand why this is doing this. Where's our TBL? It's still copying. It's still copying maps. All right. The only reason I'm letting this play out is just by the time I pause it and switch screens and stuff, it's just not worth it. You can wait a few extra seconds. I mean, we're only 31 minutes in. That's not a bad video setup time. I mean, you may go a little faster than me. I'm just running into these issues here. Now it's doing the TBL files. All right, it is done. There's our TBL folder. Okay, cool. We only need the TBL folder in the server chat server. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. We're going to go back. Server chat server, bin, debug, net9, correct? Yep. Scroll down to this area here and paste. Good. All right, now we need to rename the JSON files. So you have a couple options here. If you use the same folder structure I did, you can just CD and do it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and use these command lines because I'm not going to deal with this loading folder stuff every time. But, oh, dear God, this is ridiculous. Stop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take like this, and you're going to delete this part of it if you want to do it by Windows, or you can copy, paste it, and then remove the example, but you have to remove the copy from the back. The only reason I'm going to use the command line is because it actually creates a duplicate, so you still have the original. So we're just going to go, I'm just going to go all the way back to nexusforever. I'm going to close the command prompt we currently have. It'll probably be fine, but I'm just going to start from the beginning here, more or less from the beginning. nexusforever is the beginning. Open in terminal, minimize. We're going to copy. Oops, I think I clicked twice. Yeah, I clicked twice. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know why this thing is acting up like this. It's starting to really piss me off. So, all right, so we can shrink this up a little bit so we can just go back and forth between the two. So now we're just going to copy it. And we paste it. So it's making a copy of the OS server, and it's rewriting a version called OS server without the example in the middle. That's all it's doing. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to change directory again. And we're going to do it again. So I'm going to pause the video while I do these other few because you don't need to sit here and watch it all. Put one more right there. And that's all it did. So I'll be right back. All right, this is the last one. You see I didn't do anything else. All right, now we need to create shortcuts or a batch file. So we're just going to go ahead and create the shortcuts on the desktop for this. So let me move this a little further over here. That way we can see which ones we need. Let's see here. We are in the WildStar folder. Let's get out of here. Go back to nexusforever game rework. We're going to start with the API character in source, API character, bin, debug, net. Okay. I seem to be in the wrong folder. Either that or something didn't build correctly and we have problems. Okay. I'm in the API character. I was in the wrong one. But you'll be able to find out pretty easily because these EXEs are only going to exist in the folders that we want anyway. Oops. Stick it in at 9. So you're going to scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and you're going to see this. If you just see this icon or you don't see any .json, .dll, .exe, you can go up to View, Show, and then you can check File Name Extensions, and then you'll be able to see it. So if you right-click on it, you can go to Show More Options, Send to Desktop. It's now created a shortcut on your desktop. So we're going to go back to Source. I want the auth server right here. You're just going to scroll down until you see that file. There it is. Show more options. Send to desktop. We're going to go back. We're going to do STS. So we got API auth, STS. I am missing one in here. We actually do want the chat server, not just the group server. So, okay, I need to fix that in the listing here. So we actually want this. Copy that. We're going to paste that here and save that again. Make sure that we, got the right information going out. Now we want to do the group server. And finally, the world server. And this is exactly the order I'm going to start them up in as well. It doesn't seem like you need to have any particular ones running in any particular order in order to get them to work, as long as they're all up and running. But I know that this order works. This is the one I've used before because I actually did verify that the server does work with all the issues I've had and talking with that other guy, Laughing Michael, to get this server going. We had to test database after database, and we finally got a working one. Obviously, I got it working. I haven't logged in. Well, I logged in, but I got to the screen where it says no character. I haven't gone further than that. So I haven't logged into the world to see if anything works or what's going on with that. So, okay. All right. Now we have the shortcuts. We're not ready to start yet, so just relax. So we should be already in the world server. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this because we're already in the world server because that was the last one we did. Oops, find a blank spot there so you can open in terminal. And we're going to use the .NET tool here. So don't forget to install it. If you're running this in the DOS prompt, you will get a listing of stuff that it changes. If you're using the PowerShell, you will not. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder actually. I forgot. This one does not require you to be in the net9. It requires you to be somewhere else. Not in the bin. I think it's just the world server. Yep. You got to be in the world server, not the bin where we were. You want to be in this one. Then we can run the thing. So yeah, so make sure you go back. We got a few of these to run. So you got build started. Hopefully it'll say build completed and it'll say something about either something being updated or not being updated, depending on if you've done this before. Because if you get a new database or they put out a new, not database, but they put out the new source files, you'll have to go through this process again, and it'll say like something, it'll say already registered or something, nothing updated, but it will need to build start and build complete. Now we still have to do database files after this, which is the next step, and that are loading the MariaDB. That's going to take some time. I'm going to show you the first couple, and then you're going to have to do the rest on your own because there's quite a few, and it'll probably take about 15-20 minutes total to load the database. All right, so I'm going to pause in between each one of these. All right, so this is still the first one, but this build started, succeeded, acquiring lock, etc., and you're going to see a bunch of this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run the next one. There'll be less on this next one, etc. I'm going to go ahead and pause it again. Shouldn't take it too long. All right, this one's doing the same thing, as you can see. And we're not too bad. I mean, we're 43 minutes in. You cut out some of the little issues, like sitting here watching this do its thing and all that. The video might be a little shorter. But anyway, all right, so now we need to change directories after this one. All right, this one's almost done. We're going to change directories. And we're going to update this one. Change directory again. Come on. Now, like I said, this could go faster if I edit my videos and fast forward a little bit through stuff. But if you need to go back and see something and it's in the middle of a fast forward, that kind of sucks when you have to do that. So, and we'll be back again. All right, this one's done. and change directory to the last one. All right, so then we got to download server tables, which I already did, and I already undid them, but I did this one here. But you have options. You got a questing branch, instance branch, main branch, no questing. I'm probably, this one's probably the same, but this is the one I'm doing right here. Now we got to do the database. All right, this one's still doing its thing. As soon as it's done, we left HeidiSQL open. Come on. This one needs to go just a little faster here. All right, we're going to edit this too. All right. We're going to go with the name, account name, not so. Oops. And choose a password there. Okay, so this is now done, and we are finished with the command prompt there. So we're done with that. Technically, we shouldn't need that open anymore either. Now we just need HeidiSQL. This is going to take some time. So we are looking for something in particular, and it is not there. Where are we looking? I don't think it's not in events. I wonder. Let's run a file. So we want to go to this PC, C drive. This is wherever you unzipped your. Oh, I thought I unzipped it. I guess I did not. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, hold on. We got to go unzip it. I copied it out. That's right. At least I thought I did. I know. Wait, did it not download? Because I'm looking for the database, and I don't think I put it in pre-install. I thought I left it in downloads. Yeah, I would have left it over here. And there's nothing there. Oh, wait. That's on actual browser. This is. So, okay. Yep, I downloaded it, but I didn't unzip it. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to copy that, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that where we want it, which for me is going to be in the right in here. We're going to paste that up. Yeah, this doesn't take long. Wait, is this connected to MySQL instead of MariaDB? Maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing what I'm expecting to see. I wonder, is it MySQL actually running? Because I see the MySQL, and we should be running MariaDB in the background here. I don't see it here, but it doesn't. I mean, MariaDB is running. All right, let me try something here. nexusforever. We're going into the database. No matter what, you're going to have to run the all-in-one, but I believe we're supposed to have it in the world database. No database selected. That's what I thought. Yeah, we're looking for the world, but I don't see it here, which makes me think I'm connected to the wrong database. This is wrong. This be wrong. I'm going to pause this real quick. You should only have MariaDB installed, but I have MySQL as well. So I'm going to pause this. Hold on. Okay. So we are in. One thing you definitely want to do is we left it open. Go ahead and close it. Open the HeidiSQL. Change the user to nexusforever, password nexusforever like you did. And then when you open it, this is what you'll get. You want to select world. And this is where everything is going to go. So remember that when I said we're going to leave it open before, that was the actual issue. It wasn't the MySQL. It's because I left it open and I was logged in as root instead of nexusforever. So we want to log in as the user that we made, and we're going to select the all-in-one. Which, okay, let me go back just so you know. So inside my setup folder here, we have the database we downloaded and unzipped, all in one. You just want this one. Open. All of them, you're just going to say yes. And then this is going to add some extra entries that are needed for everything else. So there is a lot to go through. So make sure you remember where you're at. Take your time. So we're going to go to File. We're going to run SQL. Now events, those are for live events. Only if you want them to be active. Do you want to add them? Battle chase, dungeon chase, remove this. I guess that's remove the events. The renovation chase. I don't know what these events are. I've never played the game. But anybody that's played the game, I'm sure they know what they are. And if you want to activate them, you just install them. But I'm not installing any events. We're going to go straight to loot. Go ahead and put the loot in. I don't think it matters what order I guess it does matter what order we put them in. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just entered before. So anyway, I'm going to go to map last because there's a lot for map. But like when there's multiple, you can do that. Just select them all and let it do its thing. So file, run SQL, and it'll open up where you left off. So you know you did those two, so we can go to store events. Yeah, you can run the Valentine's Day if you want, but again, it's an event. You don't have to have it. And then I'm not going to install any test zones. These are not in the client. None of those areas or zones. I'm not too sure about those. That's up to you. You can play with them if you want. But there are a lot of maps. So you got your open world stuff and your instances. You can see there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do these same way, do them all the same, and I will see you when it's done. And it's going to be the same for all of them. All right, that is done. Finally. That took 20 minutes or so, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this now. You'll see why in a minute. Anyway, so with all that stuff done, it is almost time to, well, it is time to start the server. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to run this. We're just going to run them in order. And it just says hosting started. And the first three, that's what they're going to do right away, pretty much. Just try to keep them kind of the same, I guess. All right, on this one, you want to allow access. Ooh, we are not done. Ooh, hold on. We forgot something. Yes, we forgot a step. A step I forgot to list in the notes. Okay. In my case, I'm running it on a virtual machine, so I'll be connecting from my desktop. If your server and the client, your game, are going to be run from the same computer, you don't need to worry about this. If you are separate, and possibly if you want your friends to connect, you're going to have to do something else. Um, Let me just duplicate the tab. You have to change the IP address. So I didn't look up the IP address of this computer. Hold on a second. I was going to show you where to go in the web page here to find what you need to do, but I'm just going to show you here. Um, I am 163. So we got to remember 163. So we want the server guide. Wait, wrong one. I want the nexusforever installation part. All right, who cares? You don't need to see that then anyway. You can just do it this way. So we're going to open up HeidiSQL here. You want to go to auth. You want to find server, I believe it is. And we're going to hit data over here and right here. So server, data, and here. You can do it by command line, which is what I was going to show you to do. So in my case, I said what, 163. So I'm going to go 192.168.2.163. If you want your friends to connect, you're going to do this remotely. So I'm going to have to rerun the authentication server because that one, I'm just going to run them both, but the authentication server, that's where we changed it. Let's go ahead and put you up there. Don't really care what size you are. Hosting started. Good times. And this one, make sure you check that. Allow access. I don't know if anything actually shows on these or not. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we are on the chat server. This is the one I always have problems with. This and the world server. So let's see if I finally got it fixed this time and see if this actually works. I should have done the group, because I know the group works, or it should. The issue I had with this was I didn't copy, what was it, the table or something into it. So I'm just letting this thing do its thing. Don't know if it's done or not. All right, this is group. I'll let the group do its thing, if it ever does. There's a total of 6 of these you need to get, but I'm a little concerned that group's not doing anything yet. Now, if you follow the directions, you can do a release version. You don't have to do a debug. You can do a release version. There we go. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Will the world server actually work? This is going to take a few minutes, especially the first time you run it. Okay. Most times, like I said, after a minute or so, I'll pause it for you. But in this case, I want you to see what's going to happen. In case you have anything different on yours, you'll know something's wrong. That's assuming nothing goes wrong with mine. God, I hope not. I've spent way too much time on this. I mean, this is what 4 or 5 days now, and I don't know how many tries and videos that I've had to scrap. But yeah, the first time takes a while because it has to load all this stuff up, and yeah. So the reason I copied the username, the account create, and all that, is because this screen will constantly refresh when it's done every few seconds or so. You don't have time to actually type it in. If you try to type it in, it'll say, this doesn't exist, or this isn't a command or whatever. So you have to actually copy, and then you have to actually paste it in and hit enter before it actually updates to actually get your account created. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. All right, next it's going to do map Eastern. And it's going to do a bunch of other things coming up here. Hopefully. I mean, I always make it this far. I hope it works. It is time for bed. It is getting late for me. All right. All right. Creating entities. Now, if you make it through the entities, you're good. If you get a bunch of red text popping up, you did something wrong. Well, can't always blame you. It could be an issue with the database, not the database, the source folder stuff. That's what the issue was with me for the first 3 days until I talked to Michael. All right, looks like it made it past it. It's caching map spawns, so far so good. Initializing spawns, okay. Wow, that's a lot of spawns. Starting guild manager, so far so good. We're looking good so far. Please keep going. Please keep going. There we go. We want to allow it. Okay, this is what you get: trace, network, session manager, etc. And every so often, this will update. See, just update again. You don't have time to type it in, so you have to actually do a copy and a paste, and hopefully get it in there. I thought I copied it, so I wait till it does a quick refresh, and then I try to get it in there. Account not so created successfully. That's fine. An exception occurred for client socket read system. Yeah, okay, that I'm not too worried about. Okay, so now that we've got that, what you're gonna do is you need to come over here to create your account. So account creation. Oh wait, no, that's what we just did. We just did this account creation. Um, so you're gonna come over here, client connection guide installation. It's gonna be right over here. I'll include all these links in the video in the description. You just want to go nexusforever launcher, and you're gonna end up getting this. So that's just, I think this just sends you over to the GitHub or not. Uh, okay, I'll have to include a link where to get it because I thought this was it right there. It should be under connecting. Yeah, right here. Anyway, I'll include a link for it. Here it is right here. I said it was 163. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a server Just give it a server, not so blah, blah, blah. 192.168.2.163. Add it. Just double click it. Okay, that doesn't work. You have to actually hit launch. And 1111 was the password I chose. Authenticating. We're in. Retrieving account information. There we are. We have no characters. Man, the server's running dog slow. But there we are. We are now in. I am definitely a novice. Never played before in my life. Wow. Okay. How do I get rid of that? Oh. Oh, no, wait. Oh, let's be these guys. Okay. We have an engineer. What's an engineer? I can't be any of these? Oh, I guess maybe that's the other race. Cool. Oh, there's some damn blades. Look at them things. Ooh. And then you got your tank. All right, we're going to do that one. I never played this game before. Oh, select path. Kind of like that. The scientists do. A settler. Cool. Now, this game looks like it might have been actually pretty decent when it was out. What is this? Oh, presets. Randomize all. Alright, where's hair? Hair color. There we go. We'll be that. Not so cute. There we go. Enter game.
The Dominion, a powerful empire founded by the long-lost Elden. It has ruled the galaxy for almost 2,000 years. Unexpectedly, the fabled Elden homeworld of Nexus was discovered by the renegade exiles. Claiming the planet as the Empire's rightful legacy, the Dominion is gathering its strength and preparing for war. Ready to fulfill their ancient destiny, the Dominion has now made the long journey to Nexus. But that is only the beginning of their unforgettable story.
Okay. I just want to see the world load up, and then I'll call it a night with this. Okay. It was looking good up until here. Alright, looks like it's updating stuff. Just my server looks like it's being really slow. Man, it's doing a lot of updates, but it doesn't seem to be putting anything on the screen. Huh. I mean, I don't see any errors. Let me scroll back. I don't think I can scroll back. It's constantly going forward on me. Yeah, there's no errors. There's no faults. Wonder if it is still actually loading or what's it's actually doing in the background. I don't think these guys, yeah, these guys don't look like they're doing anything. Huh. All right, well, I'm going to call this a win anyway. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. I'm going to pause it though.
Which is why the Empire needs you.
It was a client issue. As you can see, the screen's a lot smaller. What I did was I just restarted it.
Designed to prepare you for your assignment.
Went into
I'm going to accompany you along the way.
Went into settings and just set windowed mode and ultra. Okay, so arrow keys can move the camera around. If I'm camera, okay. Right mouse button can do it as well, just like just like with EverQuest. If you hold down both mouse buttons, it'll run you forward anyway. Spacebar jump. So what is this thing? Okay, well, we're in the world. Oh, double jump, cool. You can do your own. I'm gonna go ahead and log out. I'll play with it tomorrow or something. In-game store, yeah, don't purchase anything in the store. Not that you can. Wow, where the hell's the log out? Wait, do I have an inventory? Nope, it's empty. All right, so how do I leave? Social, content, quest, character, account. Okay. All right, well, this is pretty stupid. Exit game, there it is. Leave now. Okay. All right, well, you can see that it works, and yeah, my server's still being stupid, but you can see that it works. So this was actually normal. This is supposed to happen. This means you're actually connected, which is how I knew it was a client issue. So anyway, enjoy. Have fun with the server, and I'll see you on the next one, if I can find one. If you think of any other games, throw them down there. If you know that there's something in development or something that you think I might be able to find or something you're having issues setting up. See you around.